talk about how living with a child with rare disease
Thank you, organizers. I don't remember how I planned to start my presentation because the previous speakers were so inspiring that I just thank you for your work, for your attitude and for your advocacy. Tere, mina olen Maarja, olen harvikhaigusega tütre ema, töötan Eesti Puuetega Inimeste Kojas ja mul on missioon. Ja see missioon on aidata ja toetada neid inimesi ja peresid, kus kasvab või kus hooldatakse keerulise puudega, keerulise erivajadusega lapsi või täiskasvanuid. Et mõnikord ei ole see kerge olla see inimene, kes räägib meedias, sest et uskuge mind, kõik kommentaarid ei ole kaugelt positiivsed, kuid ma võtan ka edaspidi sõna ja ma ei tee seda iseenda pärast, sest mina olen täna siin ja see, et ma siin olen, näitab seda, et mina suudan enda ees seista, ma suudan oma lapse ees seista ja kõneleda, kui väga paljud inimesed ei suuda. Ja kui ma mõned, millal see siis oli juba eelmine aasta, kui ma tegin ühe postituse sellest, kuidas ma tõesti tajusin, et meie pere loomaaias käies väga palju vaadati ja ma tundsin nagu esimest korda, et see oli kuidagi nagu häiriv. Ja ma tegin selle postituse ja tõesti sellele tuli tohutult palju positiivset tagasisidet. Ja samas oli siis neid, kes nimetasid mind ka lumehelbekeseks, et no kas nüüd vaadate või ja ega ma paha pärast. Et see eestkõnelemine on alati, sellel on oma riskid, aga ma jätkan seda. Ja enne kui ma lähen ja räägin sellest, mis on siis need reaalsed toetusvajadused, ma hästi lühidalt, mul on vist ees, ma hästi lühidalt räägin sellest patsiendi vaatest, diagnoosi saamisest, ravi puudumisest, nendest tunnetest. Siin foto peal, mõnes loengus ma olen seda fotot juba näidanud, aga mul alati meeldib näidata, kes või mis on selle harvikhaiguse taga. Et kõik need keerulised lühendid, sümbolid, võõrkeelsed sõnad, et seal taga on tegelikult päris inimesed ja sellel fotol, mida te näete, on siis minu harvikhaigusega tütar keskel, Elisabeth, ja temal on diagnoosiks siis sünkap 1 ja tema kõrval on tema klassiõed, mul on luba neid fotosid, nimesid ja ka siis haiguse nimesid jagada, nii et on esindatud ka San Filippo sündroomiga Noora ja SÜPIF 2-ga Brita. Nii et sellised haruldased sõbrannad igapäevaselt koos on ja koos tegutsevad. Ja kui küsitakse, et mis need harvikhaigused ja nende sümptomid sageli, eks ju, geenisündroomi puhul intellektipuue, liikumispuue, epilepsia, autism, kõnetus, unehäired, nii edasi, kõik tundub väga hirmus, aga tegelikult seal taga on siis päris inimesed ja nad on väga vahvad kujud. Asja juurde, diagnoos, lõpp või algus, seda on tegelikult mult mitmeid kordi küsitud ja iga harvikhaiguse diagnoos see tegelikult niidab. See niidab maha, jalust maha ja kui ma lugesin täna hommikul ühest portaalist Siiri sinu artiklit, kus sa ütlesid, et sa ei kujuta ette, et see tõenäoliselt on sõnadega seletamatu, mis tunne see on saada siis ravimatu haiguse diagnoos ja kui meil ka need sõnad oleksid, siis me ei tahaks ju neid kuulda, sest nad on nii rasked, siis täpselt nii ongi, et seda on tegelikult sõnadega võimatu kirjeldada. Aga ma tahan ikkagi öelda, et reeglina inimesed suudavad tõusta püsti, aga vahel mitte. Reeglina inimesed suudavad minna edasi, aga vahel mitte. Ja selle jaoks ongi vaja rääkida, kõneleda, eest seista, jõustada, jõudu anda, sellepärast, et ma ei tahaks, et me kaotame harvikhaigustele inimesi, keda me ei peaks kaotama. Mõnikord harvikhaiguste puhul, jah, elu ongi haiguse tõttu lühem, aga see ei tohiks olla lühem selle tõttu, et inimesed tunnevad ennast lihtsalt nii halvasti, nii üksi jäetunud, et nad otsustavad ise lahkuda. Ja samamoodi ma arvan, et me võiksime täna rääkida ka sellest, et see ei tohi olla lühem sellepärast, et meil on küll ravi olemas, aga see on liiga kallis ja seda ei rahastata. Et mulle väga meeldiks, kui täna me räägime juba väga konkreetselt nendest teemadest ka, kaasa arvatud siis ümarlaual. Et me oleme aastate jooksul heietanud küll ja veel, et läheme siis konkreetseks, et kuidas me selleni jõuame, et üks inimene sellepärast varem ei lahkuks. Mis teeb harvikhaiguse diagnoosi eriliseks? Teebki see, et sa oled mõnikord ainus Eestis. Meie olime samamoodi esimesed Eestis aastal 2018. Brita seal pildil ongi ainus ja üks väheseid maailmas sellise diagnoosiga. See, et kui me oleme harjunud, et me läheme arsti juurde, meil on mingi mure, me saame arstilt vastuse, arst teab meist ju rohkem selle haiguse kohta, siis harvikhaiguste puhul patsient on väga tihti ise ekspert. Ja küsitakse patsiendi käest, ka arstid küsivad patsiendi käest. Ja see on ka mõistetav. Arstid ei saa teada kõiki harvikhaiguste detaile ja hingeelu, aga patsiendi jaoks on see siiski raske, et sul ei ole nii-öelda endast järgmist astet, sellist haritumat, targemat astet, kellega igapäevaselt nõu pidada. Mis saab, kui ravi ei ole? Siis on nii, et ravi ei ole. Kui ravi ei ole, siis ravi ei ole, siis tuleb niimoodi elada ja tegutseda sellest teadmises, et täna ravi ei ole, aga see ei tähenda, et ravi ei tule. Et ma usun, et meie eluajal ravitakse veel väga paljusid harvikhaiguseid, nii nagu siin enne kõnelejad ka ütlesid, et me räägime ikkagi lähima 10 aasta perspektiivis, miks mitte, kuni 1000 haiguse ravimisest. Need on uhked numbrid ja see on see reaalsus, millega tuleb ka riigil tegeleda ja mõelda siis, kuidas need numbrid päris ravi ja ravimite kättesaadavuses kajastuvad. Aga see, et ravi ei ole, ei tähenda, et ma nüüd laenan Argenska fondi sellekuiseid sõnu, aga see, et ravi ei ole, ei tähenda seda, et tuge ja mõistmist ei ole. Ja sellest ma räägin siin järgmise slaidi peal ka. Teadlikkuse tõstmine, ülioluline. Ma vahepeal tunnen, et võib-olla mind on liiga palju, aga samas täna hommikul, telehommikus, kui Kristjan Romi küsisid, mis on sinu lapse diagnoos, ja ma ütlesin sünkapüks ja nad küsisid, mis assi, et siis ma sain, et ei, mind äkki veel liiga palju ei ole, et see sünkapüks ei ole siin kuidagi Eestis ära leierdatud. Nüüd rääkida tuleb ja ma räägin järgmisel slaidil lähemalt ka, et miks on teadlikkuse tõstmine oluline ja mitte ainult harvikhaiguste päeval. Ja patsiendiorganisatsioonide tegevus ja tähtsus jälle juba enne räägiti sellest, miks see on nii oluline, et patsiendid koonduksid ka siis, kui neid on vähe, koonduksid kas või erinevate diagnoosidega koos, et hääl oleks kosta, et hääl oleks kõlav, et neid oleks võimalik ka kaasata näiteks poliitilistesse protsessidesse, arvamuste küsimisse ja nii edasi, et see on väga oluline, et patsiendid ei oleks üksi, ei mõtleks üksi, ei tegutseks üksi, vaid me suudaks koonduda ja ühiselt harvikhaiguste eest seista. Kristjan, äkki sa ütled mulle kaua mul aega on, kuna meil üks esineja, eks ju? Okei. Et siis umbes siis ma jälgin kella, et ma kuidagi kellestki üle ei sõidaks. Minult küsiti täna, et mida vajab harvikhaigusega inimene ja tema pere. ja ma siis sättisin selle inimese ja pere kõige keskele ja ümber siis erinevad tahud, mis igapäevaelus väga olulised on. Ja need ei ole kuidagi suur kast, ei tähenda, et see teema on olulisem ja väike kast ei vähenda selle olulisust ja siin nad on suvalises järjekorras. Ja ma käiksin neid natuke läbi ja selgitaksin seda tausta, et miks just sellised teemad. Ma alustaksin, vaatama, kas ma peaaegu, nõustamine, psühholoogiline nõustamine, kogemusnõustamine, miks ka mitte toitumisnõustamine, kohaliku omavalitsuse poole nõustamine, harvikhaiguse kompetentsi poole nõustamine. Nõustamine on väga oluline, väga kriitilise tähtsusega.
Every day I get feedback about people saying that they would have needed counseling from the very first day. There was a question if psychological counseling was possible from the first day, but it's not always possible even in the Netherlands, as we heard. So one example of a mother, she said that when she left the hospital, the first thing that came to her mind was to drive her car off the cliff with her daughter. Another mother said that she drove home without having realized how she even made it home. She didn't remember the process at all, so she was a danger to herself and to others. Therefore, it is crucial that when a person gets this life-distorting message, then we have to ensure that when they leave the hospital, the doctor's practice, that their way home is safe, that they will make it. This is what we have to make sure happens. Secondly, and it's very complicated to interact here with the slide. I did a thesis last year asking about 50 parents of a child with severe disability and rare disease. And what I saw from the results is that there's a lot of information, but on the other hand, you have very little information. So it's fragmented information, there's contradictions, and ultimately can only find the necessary information if you feel mentally strong and prepared to go through the process. And in the Estonian Chamber of Disabled People, we are launching this summer a platform for the families, those taking care of children or adults. We have also considered siblings, as mentioned before today. This is a under-researched area, of course. So our aim on the platform is to offer support and information to everybody in a user-friendly manner so that it's actually useful. Support groups, they are also crucial. Just one moment. Thank you. When I started this journey, I thought I didn't need any support groups. I thought I was strong enough on my own. But when you meet other people from your hood or gang, so to say, whether their child has syncope 1 or other rare diseases, then it really empowers you. This morning, I received a message from a parent with a child with Rett syndrome, and they told me that living in the rare disease world has had one positive side effect, namely the people they have met. Now involving in the society, engagement. For me, it's one of the most important topics that our community is engaged and feels involved. One example from my thesis, I don't remember if it was 36 or 38% of people not feeling engaged at all in the society. And I also asked if it was an important aspect, and everybody said that it is very important to them. So we can see that the people that support the patients don't feel engaged. And also many people said that they feel ashamed on a daily basis due to the rare disease or disability their child has. This is horrible to hear that people fighting every day for the child feel awkward or ashamed in our society. And more on engagement. I also follow the statistics agency news on Facebook here in Estonia. And recently they published some statistics which showed that 48% of Estonians feel happy every day. Among women, it was 51%, among men, 45%, and the result is not bad at all. I asked the same question, and among those parents in our committee, it was 13%, much lower. Only 13% of parents feeling happy every day. It doesn't mean smiling, walking around smiling all the time, but just feeling, well, just feeling fine in the society. Case management. Again, on the basis of my thesis, but also on the basis of my daily work, I've seen that there's no centralized management of the different cases. We have municipality workers, rehabilitation employees, social workers, doctors, specialists, etc., etc. So in the end, it's the person that has to be the case manager. I would say that we have good IT systems in place, so they should be interoperable, making it much easier to manage cases so that we don't have to start from scratch every time or to see a different specialist. This is a lot to handle for a person.
Also, accessibility. Why is accessibility important? It's important because it helps us to be included. It helps us to live. And when we change the society and the services and the public space and the different events more accessible to disabled people, then I assure you that nobody loses because of that. Today we have here speech-to-text reporting, and sometimes it's good for me to watch this text here on the screen. So nobody loses because of that. This speech-to-text reporting is mostly people with hearing impairment, but it benefits everybody. We also have sign language interpreters here today. I think that I can go on speaking about the big trolleys in the Selver supermarket, which is wonderful because I can use it to carry my child. And these were also funded by the Children's Fund. But I managed to get one of these trolleys as well, and I hope that people, these trolleys will be seen more in Estonia. That gives the entire family the opportunity to go out together. Of course, also the playground that we have in Tartu and Pärnu and Haapsalu, where also children who have disabilities can play and feel that they are regular children, and actually they are regular children. Or at the weekend, well, my son plays football. We went to a football competition. And there was this sliding door. Usually it's very inconvenient to go through this. Oh, sorry, revolving doors. Usually they are very uncomfortable, but this didn't have 4 sections, but only 2 sections. So it was very easy for us to use as well. And well, actually, it would be better if there were no doors like this at all, because I mean, if we have a person in a wheelchair, then it's very difficult for them to go through there. So when we come up with these solutions, it's important to think, okay, how can we do it so that everybody could get in, even if they're in a wheelchair? I will jump a couple of topics because I think that some things are more important. But I would like to speak about support services now. In my daily work, I can see that parents of children with rare diseases lack the support person service. They don't have the transportation service. They don't have childcare services. Also, we get signals how municipalities have cut the amount designated for these services. So this is not acceptable. For example, a support person service is why I can stand here in front of you today. It's school holiday. My child is not the child who can stay home alone when it's school holiday. Today, she is at home with her support person. I'm very thankful to my municipality for giving me this service. And I think that this is normal. I think that this should be normality. I shouldn't be very thankful for the service. This is something that we should have as a norm. When I wrote my master's thesis, then I saw that people had a lot of problems. People are usually exhausted. They lack sleep. My children's disease comes with sleep disorders, so I know very well what exhaustion and lack of sleep mean. Elizabeth is 9 now, and every evening when we go to bed, I don't know whether I will get a good night's rest or not. We share the nights with my husband. So today she actually slept until 6:30, but my younger child had a fever, so I didn't get a good night's sleep. But this is the reason why we need support services. We have to give the parent time to recover. The parent needs time to go to work, to meet their friends, to restore their energy. We also spoke about the siblings before. Elizabeth, my daughter, also has a brother and a sister, and I feel that I have managed well. But, for example, last week, I met a parent of a child with a rare disease who broke down because she felt that her other child was really or was really broken because of the situation. We speak about codependency, but here we can also speak about co-responsibility for the child with the rare disease. And this is exhausting for siblings as well. It's depressive. Children have academic problems. This specific child doesn't want to have friends over because they're worried that they might see their sister. And I think this is so wrong that people find themselves in a situation like this. This inclusion and advocacy and raising awareness, this is very important so that we wouldn't have situations like this. This is not just words, but this is real. If this family would feel welcome in different events, they wouldn't be in a situation they're in at the moment. So there are very difficult cases all over Estonia, and we have to pay attention to siblings. We don't want to find ourselves in a situation at some point when these siblings also need support because they are in a difficult situation. Speaking about labor market, we also have to speak about economic coping. Recently, we sent a proposition to the ministry saying that people who have taken care of their family members, and this has been documented, then these persons should be eligible for pension years for this time that they have spent taking care of their family members, because they haven't been able to work, or if they have, then for a very small salary. So this shouldn't be the case. They should be eligible for pension for this time as well, and we should support the people who take care of their family members. Also, in the labor market, we should have more flexible forms of work, part-time work. These are the things that support people. Many parents have written to me and asked me, how can you have a full-time job? And I've told them, this is not a full-time job. I just work overtime because there are questions that I cannot leave unaddressed. And well, you use support services, you are flexible in your work, and you manage. The next point, family and friends. Well, I will be very quick. So family and friends. We heard in the previous presentation about people losing friends. I have lost friends, and I don't know any parent of a child with a rare disease who hadn't lost friends. This is a difficult topic. However, I have also got many new friends, many wonderful friends. I've met amazing people. And maybe this is how it was meant to be. I've also said before that when you are in the deepest of crisis after having received a diagnosis, maybe you are not able to be the best friend. Maybe these old friendships can't go on. So please be patient. Be there for us. I don't think that people want to lose their friends, but this is what often happens. And also invite people over and invite friends over. The friends who have children with rare diseases. I know it's difficult to organize, but it's very special for us. The next topic is education. This is a huge topic. And this is a topic that people approach us with a lot. Recently, I heard from a parent who basically kept their head in the sand because they had no idea what was going to happen in the autumn, because she had no information about whether their children could start school or not, because the municipality hadn't given any information to them. Luckily, the city of Tallinn does have some solutions, and they also receive children from other municipalities. In my case, we didn't leave our local municipality before they had created this class for children with special needs. So we didn't give up. We persisted. And now our child studies at Jüri Gymnasium, and there we have a wonderful learning environment for the children. And it does work. And the last topic, medicines and treatments. This is a focal topic. As I said at the beginning of my presentation, we are looking forward to medications, and we know that they cost a lot. We knew that 5 years ago, and we will know that in 5 years' time. And they are expensive, yes, that's clear. But what's the plan? How will we finance these medicines? Of course, they are expensive, but this can't be the final conclusion. It was the same. Here, the majority cannot rule the minorities' rights. I don't think that we should have a nationwide discussion whether we should finance orphan drugs or not. This is not fair. When we have limited resources, we have to discuss how we can reach a situation where people do get the medicine they need. I don't think that no family who is affected by a rare disease should be embarrassed about the fact that they need expensive treatment. Thank you, Maarja. If you have any questions, she's willing to answer. Are there any questions? Yes, the microphone. I would like to thank you. Who supports you? Where do you charge your batteries? I have 2 sons with severe disabilities, and often people ask me, where do you get the strength? So I would like to ask you, where do you get your strength? How do you cope with this? You give so much of yourself, but who gives back to you? Of course, in addition to the love of your children. This was the answer, the love of my children. I got tears in my eyes because this is actually not often asked. How are you? How do you cope? But I have wonderful parents, wonderful husband. I have amazing children. So this is all I need. I am a mental health specialist. And I would like to say that often we just ask, how are you? And we just say fine, and we don't even listen, or we don't even inquire more. Because now when people ask me how I am, I ask them, do you want the short or the long version? And I am willing to listen to your long version as well. Thank you. You are a wonderful mom. A round of applause to Maarja. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Maarja.